When we accurately interpret our experiences in light of the Word, our responses cause us to be relevant to the people around us and the issues we are confronted with. Welcome to Word of Wisdom, a podcast that seeks to rebuild and restore the true image of God in you by drawing wisdom from the Scriptures and giving practical insights for their application. I'm your host, Briant Lubanga, ready to journey with you. Last week we talked about the root system and how we need to be willing to go through the processes of the Word being formed in us in order to produce the intended fruit. Today, we'll look at the relational system. Looking at Matthew 13 verse 7, it speaks of the seeds that fell among thorns. The thorns grew up and choked them. In verse 22, Jesus explains the parable by saying, "What was sown among the thorns, this is he who hears the word, but the cares of this age and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becomes unfruitful." It is one thing to hear a word, but it is another thing to relate it to your daily experiences. God does not give us arbitrary words just for the sake of it. His word to us, whether at a corporate or an individual level, is very targeted and focused. It has a very clear expected end. The word is not only meant to give us an expected promise in the end, but carry us through the entire process and journey towards its fulfillment. In order to relate daily experiences in light of the Word, one must accurately interpret those experiences in light of what God is doing. An understanding that the word sent is meant to sustain us is what causes us to walk by faith. Deuteronomy 8 verse 3 talks of the children of Israel and how God allowed them to be hungry and fed them with manna that they did not know, that he might teach them that man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. This is where most of us fall short of the promise, where we don't believe that the word sent is sufficient to sustain us in the process and produce the intended fruit in the end. Jesus describes the cares of this world and deceitfulness of riches as the main things that choke the word. Focusing on the demands and pressures of this age will always make the word look outdated and old-fashioned. The word will not make sense as it will not fit into the narratives of the age. The word is not validated by the present day's understanding or perspectives. The word will prove itself in the end. It stands on its own as a standard to be pursued and emulated. The deceitfulness of riches come from the wrong perspectives and expectations of what riches can offer. Deceitfulness of riches is not to say that riches are evil, but the imagination that they can produce the same fruit as the word. It is deception to think that riches can take the place of the word. When we gather more manna than commanded like the Israelites did, as described in Exodus 16, it paints a picture that we have placed our hope on what God has given rather than Him and His Word. Not having the big picture of what God is doing removes our focus from the Word and causes us to heed to present circumstances. The things attacking the Word are not so much external, but internal, like our fears, insecurities, wrong perspectives, and lack of faith. They make us move contrary to the word we've heard and ultimately hinder us from producing fruit. A relational system is what gives us relevance. Relevance is the fruit that makes us desirable to be consumed like a ripe fruit. When we accurately interpret our experiences in light of the Word, our responses cause us to be relevant to the people around us and the issues we are confronted with. Relevance is a sign that we are accurately responding to the Word sent to us. The fruit it produces not only benefits us, but it also brings satisfaction to the people around us. Let's have a quick look again at Joshua 1:8 in relation to these systems. It starts by saying, "This book of the law shall not depart out of your mouth." The part "shall not depart out of your mouth" is what I liken to the retention system. Then it goes on to say, "But you shall meditate therein day and night." The part talking of meditation is what I liken to the root system. Then it continues to say, "Observe to do according to all that is written therein." Part "observe to do" is what I liken to the relational system. Doing the Word is as a result of accurately relating the Word to our present circumstances, which in turn makes us relevant. Engage the relational system by observing to do according to all that God has written concerning